Okay, everybody, and welcome back to Fairy Tale Episode Review. This week's episode was episode 231, Gray vs. Doran. Now, this episode, or Dorate, whatever you want to call it. Now, this episode is, fairly simple with fairly quick progression. We have, Gray who decides, even though he's weakened in his childlike form, he manages to outsmart and humiliate his opponent with various, pitfalls, and he's able to determine that he is not the one responsible for losing the Sun Village. Then, because of this, Doranus becomes super enraged and transforms into a massive demon whose roar transforms everyone in the village into children. You know, even Minerva and Lucy, Wendy, Flair, the hunter guys, everyone. As he's fighting Doran, Gray notices that this berserk, even though he's berserk, he manages to instinctively avoid the ice that freezes the village because it hurts him. But whereas Gray's weakened ice, as in child form, can't do anything to him. So he determines that this must mean it's harmful to him. So Gray manages to, even though he's in his child form, channel the ice magic through his body in order to launch an attack on Doran, which defeats him and allows the reversing of his spell on everyone. The giant one-eyed bird mount that comes in and eats Doran, which is weird. Then we switch over to Natsu, who has met up with Lucy, Wendy, and Flair because he has traced the voice to a mountain, a frozen mountain, which Flair says that's not a frozen mountain, that's the eternal flame. And before they can, before they even attempt to start figuring out how they're going to free it, Gray arrives to the flame while being pursued by the one-eyed bird, saying that I think I figured out a way to unfreeze it, but I need someone to take care of this bird for me. So in a friggin', Natsu runs towards the bird, and Gray runs towards the eternal flame. They, high five each other, I guess, in a mention, or not high five, but they tag each other, kind of if you know what wrestling is, like tagging each other in and out. Gray tags Natsu out of the Eternal Flame unfreezing task, whereas not Gray is tagging out of the battling the giant bird task. It's kind of weird when you think about it. So anyway, overall, this was a pretty good episode. I mean, it was a good episode. We had some good progression. I mean, this arc overall in the manga wasn't that long, so the fact that it's going pretty quick in the anime is okay. It's just that which is fine because the arc that followed, this is just only a tasting of the arc that's to come, and it's going to be amazing. As for the preview for next week's episode, it looks as, this isn't just something, obviously this is not a manga spoiler. This is literally what they show you in the preview, and that it looks like, Natsu's going to battle the bird, and most likely he's going to defeat it, and Gray is going to somehow be able to free the Eternal Flame, because we see the Eternal Flame. And we're going to find out, okay, why has Natsu somehow, why is this quote-unquote voice of the flame familiar to Natsu? We're just going to have to find out next week. So, it was overall, like I said, it was okay. It was a pretty good episode. It was a good episode, had some decent action. I liked, the Gray child, prank thing, and it was nice, and the progression was good. So, hope you guys all enjoyed this review, and hope to see you guys next